Welcome to the Wirex Podcast. I'm your host, Lianna Adams. Today we're asking, can Italy lead Europe toward a more accessible, credible, user-first crypto world? Joining me is Alessandro Bruno-Bossio, Wirex's regional managing director for Italy and chief customer strategy and retention officer. We'll unpack what makes Italy unique, where Europe's falling short, and how Wirex is raising the bar, plus a few surprise questions you won't see coming. Welcome, Alessandro.
Thank you, Liana. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm very excited to have this conversation because it touches on something I deeply care about, which is building trust and usability in any digital product. And this becomes even more relevant with crypto, especially in a market like Italy, where tradition meets transformation. So thank you again for the opportunity, and I'm looking forward to diving in.
Yeah, really happy to have you here. And we usually start with, just getting to know you a little bit and your professional background. So maybe you can take us back.
Sure. So I've spent the last 15 years working in digital payments, specifically in fintech and customer strategy and support for global companies targeting Europe, also the Americas, but more generally globally. And my journey started with the early roles in customer care, also business development. And then I evolved into senior leadership roles in companies like PaySafe, where I've spent 12 years. And then I got involved in a few consultancies before joining Nexi Group, which is a big company in Italy, and Pay Retailers, where I was leading global operations, sales, customer success. And what shaped me the most is working on both B2B and B2C across e-wallets, cross-border payments, digital currencies. Was involved in building and scaling globally teams in different locations in the UK, Eastern Europe, Spain, Latin America, North America. And I have helped companies grow in regulated environments. That background gives me a deep understanding of the friction points in the payments world and how we can innovate around them. And now I'm very proud to lead the Wirex's efforts in Italy, but also across Europe, helping making crypto more accessible, compliant, and also user first.
Wow, that's an amazing journey that you've had there. And yeah, welcome to Wirex, right? Um,
Thank you.
how is the current macro landscape of payments and digitization looking in Europe and in Italy today?
Well, both Europe and Italy are going through a fascinating transformation. We're seeing legacy banks making attempts to modernize, regulators opening up to digital assets, and consumers expecting seamless and also mobile-first experiences. Then when it comes to Italy, Italy specifically has been a bit of a late boomer, but this is also changing fast. And there's a real hunger for modern, accessible tools that feel Italian and that are designed around simplicity, service, trust, and then today regulation and specifically MiCA regulation can be a big accelerator, making the line between, let's say, traditional and digital decentralized finance more blurred. Today, crypto is part of a mainstream finance discussion, especially in Italy, where cultural values like transparency, design, and trust matter deeply.
I really love what you said about, that there's a real hunger for modern, accessible tools, and the fact that to feel Italian, right, and dine around simplicity, service, and trust. I mean, I love that, because that's so Italian. So why Italy, right? What makes it uniquely positioned to lead the user-first crypto movement in Europe? And, what does Wirex bring to Italy?
Well, not just because I'm Italian. I would say Italy is unique, and it's not just about the market opportunity. I'm referring to the mindset. Italians have always expected design and functionality. There is a love and desire for having a strong balance between design and functionality that meets with elegance and to work beautifully. Think about the world of furniture design or cars or architecture. And that translates into fintech too. And Wirex chose Italy as its primary hub in Europe because we believe in building credibility from the inside out. And Wirex is already a registered VASP here. And we're applying for a MiCA license. but it goes beyond regulatory. Italy allows us to design products with users, for users, in a maturing but still flexible ecosystem. Wirex, at the same time, brings a global brand with over 6 million users, 20 billion dollars processed, and principal membership with Visa and MasterCard, together with a local heart and boots on the ground. And we're here to scale the user-first crypto revolution from Italy, but outwards as well.
Yeah, I mean, I love also that you mentioned, elegance, right? Because that's how I think of Italy. In your view, is Europe truly lagging behind in crypto adoption, or are we simply seeing a more cautious and, I guess, regulatory approach?
I would say that rather than lagging, it's maturing, right? Europe is choosing sustainability versus hype, and that's a good thing because it also reflects well the inner values that Wirex has. MiCA, the regulation, is a perfect example of that. It's setting the foundation for responsible and also regulated growth. And yes, Europe might seem slower than other regions, but at the same time, it's laying a more stable track for the future, stronger foundations. The Wild West and cowboy era of crypto is certainly not sustainable, and Europe knows that. And at Wirex, we're aligned with that mindset, innovation and accountability at the same time.
Yeah, I think Europe is definitely, kind of very principled in that sense, and looking at what's not sustainable, right? And so Italy has a rich history of design, innovation, and user-centric products. Do you see that heritage translating into its fintech and crypto ecosystem as well?
Yes, completely. I think, as I mentioned before, Italians are incredibly design conscious. I would say that it's not just design consciousness, but also experience consciousness. Think about your experience in an Italian restaurant, and whether it's fashion, cars, architecture, it's all about human-centered beauty, if we want to call it like that. That's exactly why crypto needs more of, usability, trust, and elegance in execution. And in fact, I'd argue Italy could be a design leader for the future of crypto UX. Wirex is leaning into that by focusing our Italian team not just on compliance and operations, which is important, but also on product development and user experience.
It makes me think of crypto needs to grow up now, right? And how is this turning out to be, what lessons can the rest of Europe learn from how Italy is approaching user experience in the crypto space?
Good question. I think Italy teaches us that technology innovation without you considering the user and his emotion doesn't stick. Italians want to feel confident, not just to be told it's safe. And that emotional user experience with clear interfaces, native language support, and transparent pricing can make or break adoption. Also, Italians are naturally skeptical until trust is earned. So if you win them over, and once you win them over, you know that your product is really strong.
That's amazing. And how is Wirex contributing to reshaping the crypto experience in Italy?
I think, we're tackling today what I call the crypto adoption barrier, where users are forced to work too hard sometimes, to interact with their assets. And at Wirex, we want to remove that friction, providing what I call an effortless experience. It can be seen from the point of onboarding, from the point of exchanging currencies, or when you spend via our cards. And we believe that design needs to meet intuition and not intimidation. We're doing it under full compliance with a clear human touch at the same time. Today, our Italian office is already working on focusing on that, ensuring it's not just a satellite office, it will be a common center for creating user-first crypto solutions, not just for Italy, but also for the rest of Europe.
Yeah, I love the human touch that you mentioned there. Italian users' behaviors and preferences noticeably different from other European markets you've seen?
It depends. I think Italians value relationship, value trust. Word of mouth still matters massively here. So you cannot just buy visibility. You have to earn that credibility. And consumers also expect high touch service, clear communication, and an emotional connection to brands. Crypto platforms often miss that. You can download an app, but you have to bring that warmth and clarity, and Italian users will be incredibly loyal and vocal once you do that.
Yeah, I can imagine. And yeah, if you could change one EU regulation overnight, right, to accelerate crypto usability, what would that be?
Good question. I wouldn't change too much overnight. However, I think regulation is still necessary. It brings a level of credibility. But if I had to choose one thing, I'd probably accelerate passporting clarity under MiCA. What I mean is a streamlined process for companies that are already compliant in one EU country to operate across Europe. And that will help, reducing friction and cost. It will also benefit, the user and the platforms.
That sounds so amazing. And yeah, before we wrap things up, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yes, I often say that crypto today reminds me of how e-wallets started. They were clunky, well misunderstood, even stigmatized. But then regulation caught up, user experience improved. They became daily tools, allowing for further digital inclusion. And I think that's where crypto is now, still at its infancy, especially in perception, but the potential is clearly massive. Wirex is here not just to ride the wave, but we want to help building that wave through credibility, transparency with the consumer in mind. And that's why we're in Italy. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, and to also bring some elegance back into crypto.
Yeah.
And that's a wrap, Alessandro. Thank you so much for your time, your passion for putting users first, and your bold vision for Italy's role in the crypto future really came through today. And, there's going to be elegance. I just know it.
Thank you, Lianna. Thanks also to everyone who's listening. It's a very exciting time. We all have an opportunity and the responsibility to build and shape the next chapter of digital finance in a way that's human, trusted, truly useful. I'm very proud to be part of this mission with Wirex and proud to be doing it from Italy. And thanks again for having me.
And to our listeners, if this episode got you thinking, hit subscribe, share it around, and let us know, can Italy really lead the way? I'm Lianna Adams, and this was the Wirex Podcast. Until next time.